Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good
So,
afternoon.
in the last class, we completed the video of stress on syllables, and I hope you got a vivid idea, not vague, a vivid idea about what is stress on syllables. So, how many of you got it correctly? Everything, each and everything, to a big extent. I'm not telling 100%, but to a big extent. Still not confident. No hands. Still you are confused, doubtful about the stress on syllables. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is there any more confusions or doubts left about stress on syllables?
No, ma'am.
You understood,
Yes,
to a big extent, right? Okay, fine.
Yes,
And I had forwarded the video also in the class group. So please, maybe you won't understand it completely by watching it just once or twice. You have to, in between you have to watch it again and again. Okay, and start applying the rules, start applying the tips while you read. Then obviously, like with the passage of time, gradually you will start getting the hang of it. That's for sure. Practice is very important. So in the last class, last part of the video, the contrast in pronunciation was explained, right? Very beautifully. Contrast in pronunciation. And I hope all of you understood what is contrast in pronunciation. Sriram?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What did you understand from that term? Contrast in pronunciation. It's okay if you go wrong, doesn't matter, okay? Nobody is going to. You don't know. Okay. Did you miss the class? So either you missed, you did not miss the class.
No, ma'am. I attended every class.
And did you watch the video?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. If you had watched the video, then you would have understood it better. So who can tell me? Shane?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you understand by contrast in pronunciation?
Ma'am, can you repeat your voice is breaking?
What do you mean by contrast in pronunciation? No idea?
Ma'am?
Yes. There is some problem with this network. Is there anybody else who can say Amna Shirin?
Yes, ma'am.
Should I repeat the question?
Yes,
Contrast in pronunciation. What do you mean by that? Let me ask you, did I explain it in the previous class? No.
No, ma'am.
So what happened in the last class? I did not show you the last part of the video.
No, ma'am.
Oh, I asked
The
you.
summary.
Okay, I gave you the summary. Okay, so that shows that. See, I gave you the, I know, because I did that just because we missed one class. And I sent you the PDF of the words, 10 words. I told you we are starting with the vocabulary. I remember that. Yes, word power. So 10 words I had sent it. And then I hope you noticed the stress too on the syllables.
Yes.
Did you? Yes, okay, fine. And apart from that, I just gave you a summary of the last part of the video, and I asked you to watch the video. So if you had watched the video, you might have understood what is contrast in pronunciation. If there is somebody out there who understood it and would like to explain, please, or else I'll do it again. No, disappointing. It's very clearly given there in the video. Why there is lack of energy? Otherwise, the moment I start asking a question, there'll be too many answers. And I had a big trouble controlling. I had to mute you all from here now. I was just checking whether I have muted you. So I have not muted anyone, but still there is a lot of silence, a very meaningful silence. So that means that you did not understand, right? Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, you might have understood about, who is that? Tanmay. Tanmay, I was asking about, did you understand the concept of contrast in pronunciation?
No, ma'am.
That was what I had to hear. Okay.
Ma'am,
Very
for
good.
ma'am, like possibility isn't like
See, like
And
from the beginning.
the noun is pronounced like,
Uh,
please.
okay.
that is syllable.
Anyway. Huh. So like from the beginning, what we saw in the video was about syllables. And I hope there is no one in 8A who don't know what are syllables, right? You know what is a syllable. So it's a unit of pronunciation having a vowel sound, and it may be or may not be supported by the consonants. Okay, so that is what is meant by syllables. And like we have words, the words are either of one syllable or more than two syllables. We need not take care about the stress on syllables if it is a word with one syllable. But if the words are more than one syllable, definitely the syllable stress will be on one particular syllable. And then we started learning the rules, starting with words with 2 syllables, 3 syllables, 4 syllables, etc. Okay, so recapitulating the words with 2 syllables when they are nouns or adjectives. Do you remember where is the stress given? Yes, come
For
on,
nouns
unmute.
and adjectives, it is for the first syllable.
Exactly. For nouns and adjectives, the stress is given on the first syllable. And before we learn the rules, let's understand the fact that there is a good news as well as a bad news. The good news is the rules, where we have rules that determine the stress on syllables. But the sad news, we cannot apply these rules everywhere and always. There are exceptional cases. That is a bad news. Okay, so that's about the, okay. For nouns and adjectives, the stress is on the first syllable. And when it comes to verbs with 2 syllables, the stress is on the
For verbs, it is second syllable.
second syllable. Okay, so just keep it aside, safe in your mind. Okay, register that. And then moving on to the words with 3 syllables. What's the stress rule? It can be either on the first or the second or the third, depends on the words. Okay, you cannot tell particularly the stress will be on the middle or the third one or the first one. Any words with 3 syllables, you can see the stress on the first one, second one, or third one. That's the rule. Okay, and the words with 4 syllables, the stress will be on the, yes, the stress will be on the
Second or third syllable.
exactly in the middle. That is second or third, never on the first or fourth. Then moving on to the words with more syllables, we saw the words with ending with specific syllables like T-I-O-N, C-I-A-N, S-I-O-N, I-C. Yes. Where is the stress given for such words? Second last or penultimate syllable. That's it. Keep it aside, safe. Then next one was the words ending with Y. That was given in the video, last part of the video.
Chemistry, biology.
Yes, chemistry, biology. Yes. So for these words, the rule is the stress is given on the third last, not the second last, the third last. That is, count the third syllable from the right side. Okay. So, like A-C-T-I-V-I-T-Y. Count the third syllable. So how many syllables are there in this word? 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
T-I.
Yes, T-I.
T-I.
So activity. How will you pronounce the word?
Activity.
Yes, activity. Yes. Then another word with more syllables.
Possibility.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, third syllable from the right. 1, 2. Possibility. Possibility. It is not possibility. See, there might be situations, or you might be pronouncing the word as possibility, but it is wrong. So the number of words, like when you take a word, if you see 4 syllables, that means that particular word can be pronounced in 4 different ways. And the 3 ways will be wrong. There will be only 1 way it is right. That is stressing on the right syllable. So possibility. But when you have the words with just 3 syllables, like chemistry, obviously, the stress will be on the first syllable because that is the third last. Okay, biology. Biology. Obviously, this is the third last syllable. So this is the rule for the words, for the stress on the syllables, for the words with for the words ending with Y. Okay, that's it. I hope this is clear to you. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. Then we saw the words like COMFORT. Of course, this is a noun.
Comfort.
Yes, this is a noun with 2 syllables. So obviously, where will be the stress?
First.
Yes,
Come.
exactly. It's comfort.
Comfort.
Comfort. So when more words are
Uncomfortable.
used, when more words are made using the same root word, for example,
Uncomfortable and
yes,
comfortably.
yes, yes, yes. So uncomfortable,
Comfortable. Comfortless.
Comfortably.
Discomfort. See, normally when we write this word, we have a tendency to pronounce this word as discomfort, right? It's wrong. It's discomfort. Discomfort, because the stress is always on the particular syllable in which the root word is pronounced. And then we saw the words like photograph. Photograph.
Photography.
Photography. Then
Photographic.
photographic. Photographic. Here we saw in the word photograph, the first syllable is stressed. When it becomes photography, the second syllable is stressed. And when it becomes a longer word like photographic, the third syllable is stressed. So the first one, photograph. Photograph, 3 syllables. And as per the rule, it can be either on the first or the second or the third. So here we are giving the stress on the first syllable. Okay, then that's it. And the second one is photography. Look at the ending letter. It's Y. So as per the rule, it's the third syllable from the last. So 1, 2. See, the third last syllable is stress. That is photography. It's not photography. Look at the difference. You can pronounce this word as photography, 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 and photography. 4 different ways of pronouncing the same word, right? So here, this correct pronunciation is photography. And when it comes to photographic, look at the ending ending sound.
I see.
I see. So the penultimate syllable is stressed. Photographic. That's it. So this was the last rule on the stress on syllables. Then after that, the last part of the video explained the contrast. Sorry. So you have to pronounce this word as contrast because this is a noun with 2 syllables, right? So contrast in pronunciation. So we know that stress, what do you mean by stressing on the syllables? That particular syllable should be pronounced.
Emphasize.
Yes, emphasize. It should be louder, longer, and higher, right? Yes. So what about the other syllables? I mean the unstressed syllables. It should be exactly the
Normal.
opposite.
Slower.
Yes. It should be. Yes, exactly. So
Slower. Quieter. Quieter.
stress syllable should be louder, higher, and longer. Okay, longer. See, dear students, this word is pronounced as longer. It's an information. Longer. So even I used to think that it is longer, but we are wrong. The word has got the g sound. There are 2 syllables in this. And of course, it's an adjective. The stress is on the first syllable, and you pronounce the word as longer. Okay. And again, from the video. Yes, yeah. Tell me.
Where is the stress in the word pronunciation?
Pronunciation.
Of course, this one. Pronunciation. Okay. Pronunciation. Sometimes this might be taken as a diphthong, like sa, sa, e, something like that. So it can be taken together or separately. Doesn't make much difference. Anyway, the A is stressed. So this is about the stress on the, like how the stress should be done. It should be louder, higher, and longer. So what about the unstressed syllables? Exactly the opposite.
Quieter.
Be light,
Yes,
Quieter.
quieter,
quieter,
Smaller.
lighter,
lower,
Lower.
and
Shorter.
shorter.
yes, exactly, shorter. So there should be a difference. The difference between this stressed syllable and the unstressed syllable is called the contrast. Okay, contrast means, you know, the difference between the two. That is called contrast. You might have heard about, like, girls, when we go for salwar, you mix and match, you take materials. So sometimes you go for contrast colors, right? You will go for a light shade and a dark shade. They are contrast. That is like exactly, entirely different from the first one. That is called contrast. So in that video, they are talking about the word banana. Okay, banana. So which is a syllable stressed here?
Na. Middle.
Na. The middle
Na.
syllable is stressed, and these two are the unstressed syllables. So how do you pronounce? How do you bring it lower? Okay,
Banana.
so here, like this is sound, banana, right? Banana. So instead of saying banana, we say it as banana, right? Banana. So look at this symbol. This symbol, that's an inverted E. It is the shortest vowel sound in English, which is it is of great significance in English pronunciation. And this is called the schwa. Have you heard about this sound? The schwa sound. It is beautifully given in that video. It is, yes?
This simply is used for America, like America.
I don't know about the phonetic transcription, but I don't know about it, but this is a schwa in English. Yes, of course, whatever be the language, once it is English, whether it is American or British, the symbols will be the same. Only thing, the stress on the syllables, maybe the way that you pronounce certain words or certain letters might be different. That is a difference in the accent. Okay, so this particular symbol,
Can I leave and rejoin?
yes, of course. So this sound is called the schwa sound. So to bring down the unstressed syllable, to make it weaker than the stressed syllables, mostly the vowel sounds of the unstressed syllables are reduced to the shortest schwa sound or the shortest e sound. So the schwa sound, the sound is okay? And mostly it is produced by the letter A. The shortest sound, the shortest vowel sound is and that is called the schwa sound. So the rule in contrast in pronunciation is the vowel sounds, you know, whether the syllables are stressed or unstressed, there is a vowel sound there, right? So you bring out, or you pronounce the sounds in the stressed syllables louder, higher, and longer, and you have to bring down the sounds of the unstressed syllables. So the vowel sounds are reduced to the shortest schwa or e sound. So here it's not banana, it is banana. So b and n. Okay, I'll give you one more example. I-N-F-O-R-M-A-T-I-O-N. Applying the rule, this is the syllable to be stressed, and it is information, right? Information.
Yes.
So let's look into the 3 unstressed syllable. This is in. And what about this one? F-O-R. F-O-R, normally you pronounce it as far, right? It is far. But when it comes in a word, yes, we reduce it to a schwa sound and it becomes infer. Information. Exactly. And shen also. You know, this is the symbol for the sound sh. And you put a schwa sound along with it and a n. Shen. So again, the second syllable and the fourth syllable are reduced to the shortest schwa sound. And obviously this will be in, short I sound. So this happens in most of the case. Most of the vowel sounds in the unstressed syllables comes down or reduced to the shortest schwa sound or the E sound. And that gives the clear and perfect pronunciation of the words. Information. And same way, person, right? Person, it's a noun, 2 syllables. Of course, the first syllable has to be stressed. What about this? It's not person. You don't pronounce the word as person. It is person. Person. Make it shorter. That is called contrast in pronunciation. Now, is it clear to you? Got some idea about it?
Yes.
Yes. So taking care of the unstressed syllables along with the stressed syllables is called contrast in pronunciation. So please watch the video again. You will understand it better. And then obviously when we move on further with our accent training classes, we are going to apply. We are not going to go on with the rules and tips. Once we are thorough with the rules and pronunciation tips, we are going to apply them. And that is where you are going to, what you say, get accustomed to, not accustomed, yes, you're going to get used to it. You are going to get the real hang of it. Then once in the beginning, you will have to make a very conscious effort to apply these tips and rules in your reading skill. Once you practice very well, then it will come like what do you say, involuntary, without any effort. It will come automatically. And definitely once you are comfortable reading it in that way, it will definitely reflect in your speaking. And that is our vision. That is the level where we have to reach. Okay, so this is all the foundational steps. Now, one more to add a small tip to be added to the pronunciation tip that you have learned. See, when you are learning about the stresses, syllables, all these things, please don't forget the tips that we have learned in the beginning of our classes, right? The W letters, the plosives, the letter R, the D and the L, the doubling of the consonants. Now, what about this letter? Many of you might be knowing it. How do you pronounce this word?
The.
Always?
No, D.
D. So when do you pronounce it as D and when the? Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, when we say like a book's name and the Dracula.
Articles, right. Definite article. Okay. Of course, whether it is the or the, it's definite article. But my question is, when do you pronounce the word differently? When do you pronounce it as the and when do you pronounce it as the? Make some wild guesses.
Singular and plural.
Singular and plural. Okay, no, Anthony.
When it comes to the other alphabets?
According to the sentence.
According to the sentence. Okay, doesn't matter. You can give me your opinion. No problem at all.
Before the noun.
Before the noun. No, dear. Not that, Anusha. Anybody else? Sriram? Uma? Annette?
Ma'am,
Vowel and consonant.
Exactly. That's the right answer. What Uma said is perfectly right. Before the vowels and
was
the
not me.
consonants. Then who
It
said
wasn't
that?
me.
Then who was it? Annette Rose. Okay, very good. Because I cannot see you on the screen as your video is turned off. And it was like the border was glowing when I heard the answer. So I thought it's Uma. Anyway, very well. That's a perfect answer. Annette, before the vowel sounds and the consonant sounds. Okay. So look at this. How do you read this?
The
The
umbrella.
umbrella. The umbrella.
No, you're wrong.
The
The umbrella.
Exactly, the umbrella, because umbrella, it starts with a vowel sound. Okay, yes. What about this?
The orange.
Orange.
The oranges, right?
Yes.
The oranges, okay. And what about this?
The one-eyed monk.
Once again?
The
Once
one-eyed
again,
One-eyed
monster.
monster.
I'm hearing only one-eyed monster. What's the pronunciation of
One-eyed monster.
The one-eyed monster.
the one-eyed monster? Because the same rule that you have learned for the usage of indefinite article a or an, right? Where do we use an? Before the vowel sound. Yes. And where do we use a? Before the consonant sound. Same like that. D is used before the vowel sound and the is used before the consonant sound. So even though ONE starts with letter O, the pronunciation is one. Va. So that is a consonant sound. So you pronounce this the THE as the. Okay. The teacher.
The
The
teacher.
teacher. Yes, the
The
teacher.
teacher.
The teacher. The students.
The
The
student.
students. So please add this to your pronunciation tips.
Ma'am, today's
Where to?
vocabulary.
Yes, yes. Is it
Ma'am,
time?
can you tell it?
Yes, Shane.
Ma'am, can you repeat? I was not hearing.
THE is pronounced as D before the words starting with the vowel sounds. Okay. And it is
Okay, ma'am.
pronounced as the before the words starting with consonant sounds. Okay. Is it clear, Shane?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So why I'm not giving you notes? Because these are the things that we are going to repeat every now and then. I don't want you to maintain any notes for this. Of course, vocabulary, you have to write them down because you have to use them. You have to have a good, it is going to empower your language, empower your, what do you say, word power. So that should be written down, but the pronunciation tips and all, it's better. Not because we are going to repeat the same thing again and again. I'm not going to add any more tips and rules because this was the one. And apart from the word stress, what we learned in the video is word stress. That is the stressing on the syllables of the words. The next one is a sentence stress. That is, you know that you told me in the last class, sentence stress is stressing on the right word, content words in a sentence. So for that, we will do the practice later. With that, I think the basic rules of the pronunciation, we can just stop it. And then we will go for the application. Now, the words. Do we have time? Yeah, we have more than 5 minutes.
5 moments.
Okay.
Ma'am, 5
So
minutes.
can you tell me the words that you learned just quickly? 10 words.
Prodigy. Exuberant.
Placate.
Prevalent.
Exuberant. Okay.
Stress.
Okay. Catastrophe. Okay, fine. Let me take it. Placate. What do you mean by the word placate?
Make somebody
To
feel
make
less
someone
angry.
feel less angry.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll just mute everyone. Just click on the icon, because if you raise your hand, I might not be able to see you properly. You just click on that icon. I'll just call out your name. Placate, to make somebody feel less angry. The stress is on the second one, as it is a verb. And catastrophe. Catastrophe. What do you mean by catastrophe? Yes, Sriram?
A sudden disaster.
A sudden disaster. So the stress is on the second syllable, catastrophe. Okay, very good. Then another word. Can anyone tell me the next word? Okay, Lakshmi.
Amicable.
Amicable. Okay, first syllable stress is on the first part. What do you mean by amicable?
Friendly.
Friendly. Amicable means friendly. Then somebody said, yes, Shane.
Exuberant.
Exuberant. Yes, exuberant.
Full of energy.
Full of energy. Right. It's a very strong adjective use. Exuberant. The stress is on the, see, I don't want to leave this information. Okay. EXUBERANT. This is a spelling. And these are the number of syllables in this. And you are stressing on the second syllable. So what about the unstressed syllable? You have 1, 2, 3. So here, how do we reduce the unstressed syllable? How to reduce the vowel sounds in the unstressed syllable? See, this will become a short E sound. Here we can put the schwa sound. Here, the schwa sound. So it is not exuberant. It is exuberant. Berant. We won't say rant. R-A-N-T. See, this is how the sound is reduced to the schwa. Rent, b. If you take the syllable separately, you can see it is b. It's b or be, but it is b and rent. So the correct pronunciation of this word is exuberant. Exuberant. Many words starting with the letter E, instead of using the A sound, it has been reduced to the short E sound, like exhausting. It is not exhausting. E-X-H-A-U-S-T. It's not exhausting. Look at the phonetic transcription, those who know to look, and or check with the British pronunciation, it is exhausting. Again, that first syllable sound has been reduced to the short E sound. Okay, then next, frivolous. Gauri?
Silly.
Frivolous, frivolous, frivolous. There also you can see the schwa sound. Frivolous is silly. Then moving on to the next 5 words. Which are the words? Yes. Amal, Ishal, Iza, Parvati, Angelia. Which are the next words that we learned? Ishal.
Ma'am, altruist.
Altruist, yes. Its beginning sound is altruist, and the stress is on the first syllable. What do you mean by altruist?
A person who cares and helps others selflessly.
Very good. A person who cares for others selflessly. Then next, anybody else? Yes, Sriram. Gourmet. What's the meaning of gourmet? Foodie. Okay, foodie. Then what are the remaining 3 words? Amrita, Carlin, Anusha. Yes, Anusha.
Introvert.
Introvert. What do you mean by introvert?
Quiet person.
A quiet person, a very reserved person. Then 2 more words. Adityan? 2 more words. Okay, he's late in the class, I guess. Uma?
Prodigy.
Prodigy, exactly. What do you mean by prodigy?
Someone
Prodigy.
with extraordinary.
Extraordinary talent. And the last word was? Last word? Baja? Yes, do you remember the last word?
Loquacious.
Loquacious. Loquacious. Okay, there also you can see like Q-U-A, that particular syllable is stressed. And the first and the last syllable have been, the vowel sounds have been reduced to the short sound. Loquacious. Loquacious. Okay, now just note down the next words. We have just 1 more minute. The 11th word, Viciny. Again, the word ending with Y, 1, 2, 3. The second syllable, C, that is stressed. And to just note down the words, find out the meanings. The stress is on the second syllable. The word is pronounced as vicinity. Vicinity. Okay. 12th word is M-I-S-H-A-P. And this is a noun with 2 syllables. Stress on the first syllable. And it is read as mishap. Mishap. Okay. The 13th word is pluck. It's not a verb pluck, it is a noun form, and pluck is courage. As there is only 1 syllable, no need of worrying about the stress. It's pluck. 14th word is filthy. Filthy. Again, an adjective with 2 syllables. Stress is on the first syllable. Filthy. Filthy means dirty. It can be used like filthy rich. A person is supposed to be filthy rich when he acquired that wealth through illegal means, like he might be a smuggler or a dacoit, whoever. Okay, filthy. And the last word is indecisive. Indecisive. It's a word with 4 syllables, so either the second or the third has to be stressed. So here the stress is given on the 3rd syllable, and the word, the pronunciation is indecisive. Indecisive. You know what is a decision. So indecisive means unable to reach a decision. Just get the correct meaning looking into the dictionary. Okay. So vicinity, mishap, pluck, filthy, indecisive. Okay. If you want, I'll share the words in the group again. Okay, it's time for us to wind up. The next teacher is waiting.